Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Parker, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's combined Dharma Family and November Shosugi Memorial Service. We will begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend Kuwahara will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our mind and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then he will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Reverend Kuwahara will now chant the Shishin Rai, which is on page 27 of the Purple Service Book, followed by the Hyobyakumon dedication passage. Following the dedication, Reverend Kuwahara will chant Amida Kyo, which is on page 101 of the Purple Service Book. During the chanting, the Shosugi families are invited to come up to offer incense.
Ishin Keirei Namo Shoucheu Shishin Keirei Namo Shoucheu Shishin Keirei Namo Shoucheu So Dedication. Today, on this occasion of November Shotsuki monthly memorial service, we gather to remember our family members and friends who passed away in the month of November. The end of life is inevitable for all beings. We may recognize the truth of Buddha's teaching that everything in this world is impermanent. And yet, as we grieve the parting of our dear loved ones, we find it difficult to accept this truth in our hearts. With great compassion, Amida Buddha established a vow to lead all sentient beings to the realm of nirvana upon their departure from this world, and bring about their attainment of the highest enlightenment and complete liberation from suffering. Because of this vow, they have now become enlightened ones, or Buddhas, who compassionately embrace and guide us on our journey to liberation from suffering. May we encounter the guidance of the Buddha and deepen our appreciation of the Buddha's compassionate benevolence. May we remember with gratitude all we have received from the deceased, and reaffirm that we continue to spiritually receive guidance within their embrace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. So following people will be remembered during this Shotsuki monthly memorial service for November. Yoshio Adachi, Hailey Asako Boley, Isamu Doi, Kyo Eshima, Dennis Tammy Fong, Nancy Lui Fujikawa, Shizuko Fukada, Chie Fukunaga, Sumie Glock, Ayako Hino, Chio Hirose, Eddie K. Hitomi, Hisa Horiuchi, Rei Imamura, Haruko Inadomi, Isao Ishikawa, Sunae Ishino, George Ishino, Seiichi Kami, Sumiko Kawaguchi, Shizuko Kawakami, Misao Kitamura, Hatsue Konishi, Fusayo Kono, Fujino Hosakura, Ayako Kurakazu, Akira Kurihara, Eleanor Kurihara, Tatsuo Kurihara, Pam Tai Randgo, Nicole Levine, Waiko Lindquist, Haruno Marutani, Sumie Matsubara, Rebecca Jo Maeno, Masakazu Miyamoto, Misuko Miyamoto, Sari Haruko Mizusaki, George Morishige, Hayao Nakagawa, Ittei Nakagawa, Shizue Oki, Shizuko Oki, Hari Kazuo Okino, Yuhachi Okubo, Mary Haruko Ota, Terry Teruko Oto, Tadahiro San Sameshima, Joseph Sasaki, Kunikazu Sasaki, Joe Shimada, Yasue Shimada, Kayo Shinoda, Kiyoaki Shinoda, Shunji Shinoda, Wayne T. Sumisaki, Kazuyoshi Sumisaki, Henrika Shudarsky, Toshie Takahashi, Kazue Takahashi, Yoshikazu Takahashi, Ben Takao, Chizuko Mei Tanaka, Yukie Terazawa, Kimiko Toji, Frank Masaru Tokiryo, Chio Tominaga, Matsuo Tominaga, Eileen Asako 塚田、秘蔵馬渡り、文江上島、ミルトン S 和歌山、ベン T 若江、ネリー・ランストロ、土佐尾山田、高志吉留、三重子吉村、信子吉村。So today we will observe this service to remember to show our gratitude, our Dharma friends who passed away in the month of November. So now we'd like to have a sutra chanting Amida Kyo. So you can find a brief explanation on page 101. And then sutra part starts from page 103. So you are welcome to join sutra chanting. And so today we have a special guest from Seattle Betsuin, Reverend Kusunoki. So he's a chanting specialist. This is a great help. So of course you are welcome to join the sutra chanting, or you can silently follow the English translation at the bottom of each page. Okay. And then during the sutra chanting, the family members of the those who passed away in the month of November, please do a oshoko incense offering. Okay. Set Amida Kyo Nyōzei Gamon Ichiji Buttenzai Shaekok Gijuki Kodoku On Yodai Bikushu 1250人区海税大やら監修省知識長老者理法マカモ県連マカカ書マカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリハンダガナンダアナンダラゴラ教本ハダイビンズルハラダカルダイマカコヒンナンハクラアヌルダ妙税東初代弟子病床菩薩マカサ文殊シリ王子あいた菩薩剣高大菩薩上昇神菩薩四尿税東初大菩薩牛釈大官人と無料商店大祝二次仏語長老舎利法十税裁縫果十万の区仏道宇世界明圧極楽合同宇仏語阿弥陀根源在説法舎利法非道学校妙意極楽合国修上無宿単樹昇楽光明極楽舎利法極楽国土七十乱十七十羅も七十五十改税司法数相違女税公費国明圧極楽舎利法極楽国土牛ポチ悪毒水十万五中地帯十二根社富士四辺街道金言瑠璃ハリゴ上上ウロ各薬医金言瑠璃ハリ社公釈衆名の二言直死地中連へ 大小車輪小式小項王式王項尺式尺項白式白項微妙項形シャリホン極楽国土上寿尿税空毒将軍ウシャリホン非仏国土上差天学黄金二次中夜六時二ウマンダラ家東国修上上位昇太各位英国上昇妙慶空用他法十万の区分即位直次元東本語文直協業シャリホン極楽国土上寿尿税空毒将軍武士シャリホン異国上右主従奇妙雑式市長白光空弱オウムシャリ下領便が無名市長税商首長中夜六時水和下音五音延長五根合力七母大分八正道分尿税東方合同修上門前王開室年仏年法年相シャリホトノモスイシ長実税財法少々所意者が非仏国土無三幕主シャリホト五仏国土無三幕土司名が教宇治税商首長改税阿弥陀仏翼両方温泉流変化少佐シャリホン非仏国土未風水道小法五十牛法ラモ水未明異尿百千十学同時空差門税王社開示年少年仏年法年相死神シャリホン五仏国土上寿尿税功徳将軍シャリホンお尿意運が非仏が皇后阿弥陀シャリホン非仏光明無量生じ報国無償生下税皇后意味弥陀ウシャリホン非仏寿命牛五人民無量無辺阿僧義高光明阿弥陀シャリホン阿弥陀仏成仏以来法根実行ウシャリホン非仏無量無辺正門弟子海やらかん非税三十師匠の地消防殺種薬部尿税シャリホン非仏国土上寿尿税空毒将軍ウシャリホン極楽国土修上少者改税阿ビバチご中他ウ一生不詳ご主人他非税三十章の知識単海無量無辺阿僧義公説シャリホ修上門者応答本願願書被告小医者が特用尿税症状前に空営一生シャリホン不可一生前後 福徳因縁徳消費国シャリホト脈善難し善行人門説阿弥陀仏主持名号脈一日脈二日脈三日脈四日脈五日脈六日脈七日一心不乱言輪臨妙十字阿弥陀仏要所主事現代午前善人主事神父天道即徳往生阿弥陀仏極楽国土シャリホンガケゼリ公摂死後脈修上門税摂者応答本が消費国土シャリホンヨガ根者三段阿弥陀仏不可思議功徳逃亡薬阿宿美仏趣味相仏大趣味仏趣味公仏妙音仏妙税等合が社主小仏各王合国水光上絶素天風三千大先世界戦場実言尿等修上等身税小差不可思議功徳一切小仏小五年よシャリホン南方世界ウ日が東仏妙門公仏大円見仏趣味東仏無料精進仏妙税等合が社主小仏各王合国水光上絶相偏風三千大先世界戦場実言尿等修上等身税小三不可思議功徳一切小仏小五年よシャリホン西方世界無量寿仏無量僧無量道仏大好仏大名仏発想仏上皇仏妙税等合が社主小仏各王合国水光上絶相偏風三千大先世界戦場実言妙等修上等身税小差不可思議功徳一切小仏小五年シャリホン北方世界右縁見仏最小音仏南小仏日小仏無明仏妙税と合が社主小仏各王合国水光上絶素天風三千大先世界戦場実言妙等修上等身税小三不可思議空最小小五年行シャリホン下方世界武士士仏妙門仏妙高仏達沼仏報道仏自法仏妙税等合が社主小仏各王合国水光上絶素偏風三千大先世界戦場実語妙等修上等身税小三不可思議功徳一切小仏小五年よシャリホン情報世界ウボンの仏宿の仏法上仏高校仏大円見仏雑式法系言神仏サラ十王仏法系特仏見一切義仏妙趣味専仏妙税等合が社主小仏各王合国水光上絶素 天風三千大仙世界戦場実言尿頭修上等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小仏小五年よシャリホツ応用意運河学校名医一切小仏小五年よシャリホツ脈全難死全用人門税小部小説名牛行名者聖書全難死全用人会一切小仏具小号海徳不大天のあのくたら三脈三宝大霊光シリホ尿と海と真珠が語優勝部小説シャリホツ脈にイホツガンコンホツガントホツガン翌章阿弥陀仏国税商人と海徳不大天のあのくたら三脈三宝大王妃国土脈衣装脈根性脈東証税公シリホ小善男子全用人脈信者応答発願消費国土シャリ発尿が根者小三小不可思議空毒非小物役所説が不可思議空毒ネサ前釈迦牟尼仏の偉人南慶牛寺のシャバ国土強辱悪性公辱権辱煩悩辱衆生辱名辱中徳あのくたら三脈三宝大異小衆生宣税一切世間南進司法シャリホン統治が強辱悪性行使難事徳あのくたら三脈三宝大一切世間摂氏難進司法税異人な仏摂氏教医シャリホン牛小ビク一切世間天人アシュラ等文部諸説寛義真珠さらいにこう仏説阿弥陀経アマンダブアマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくとく平等性一切道法菩提心往生安楽ナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダーブツナマンダー
Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha Namu Amida Butsu, which is on the handout. Please remain standing for the reading of Three Treasures 1. I will now recite the Three Treasures 1 on page 8 of the Purple Service Book. Please feel free to follow along. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves into principle to await enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in a life of harmony in the spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. You may be seated. We will now have a children's Dharma message by Reverend Kuwahara.
Good morning, everyone. おはようございます。 You made it. I mean, so this is the day, we need to change, adjust the time, right? This is really confusing, huh? Yeah, I'm from Japan, and then, this daylight saving, especially. So today, I think many of us received a kind of benefit. We had another 1 hour, staying in the bed, right? But, is that like March? That going? So March, we lose 1 hour. But, in our life, plus minus is maybe 0. Okay, so again, thank you very much for attending today's service. So today I am going to talk about this book. So this is a translation into Japanese, but my original book was published in English. The book title is Illustrated Compendium of Untranslatable Words from Around the World. So one day, my wife Hitomi-san, she reads a lot of books, and then she has a kind of pile of books to read. And then one day I happened to find this book in the pile of her books, and then I just took a look. This is a really interesting book, so that's why I kind of took without getting her permission, and then using for my Dharma message. I'm Japanese and then living in the U.S. and so the means I'm living in the country like a foreign language. And then if you travel different country in the world, you're basically English speakers, and then you encounter many different foreign languages. And then sometimes we can translate without any difficulties, but we have sometimes how should I translate this word? So this book collects 108 words, kind of untranslatable words from different places of the world. Maybe the author, it could be like a Buddhist, or not 100, 108, a kind of symbolic number for Buddhists. So maybe the first word I'd like to share with you, pisanzapla. So what's this? Maybe because of illustration, you can tell banana and then time. So this word means time required to eat banana in Mali. So this is interesting. Maybe, so this book says about 2 minutes. So maybe some people may say, like, I'll be there in pisan zapla, means like in 2 minutes or so. I don't know. I don't know how people use this word, pisan zapla. And then another word is, I think Ted is here today. Yeah, over there. Yeah. So maybe, he knows this word. This is the German. So this word, I don't know my pronunciation is good, but the Kumanshubek. So literal meaning is a sad bacon, but it means kind of overweight. Because of emotional problem or kind of overindulging. So this is kind of a German word. And then Yuki-san toka some people from Hawaii maybe know this word, akihi. So I know many older people know what this is. So sometimes we receive directions, and then a couple minutes later, once we start working, start driving, then what is the first thing? So we kind of forget. So this is akihi in Hawaii word. So this is kind of interesting, huh? So maybe English version. I think English is the original book. So you can this book is available on Amazon. And then, how about this? So, these are our kids. Not our kids, our cats. And then, so English word cat can be translated. For example, Japanese we call neko, just a single word. And then Spanish, gato, and then katse, and then also in Korean, ね、koyain, right? So this book ね、collect untranslatable words. And then I know there are more than 108 in this word ね、into English. And then I just shared with you a couple ね、from this book. So speaking of translation, ね、what is translation? So I checked Google, internet, and then try to find the origin of this translate or translation, the origin of this word. Yeah. So trans is across. And then second half of this word is carry or bring. So translation or translate, to my understanding, is kind of action to bring the meaning across the difference of the languages. Right? That is a translation. Yeah. And then sometimes easy translation, like this cat, like a one-to-one, right? So that's why this is kind of smooth translation. But sometimes some words, like those words, hard to translate into kind of single word. So we can, in a sense, translate, but the more kind of explanatory way. Yeah. And as you know, so in Buddhism, we have so many foreign words. Buddhism started in India. Of course, we use the Indian word. And then went to China, and then we use Chinese characters, Buddhist terms. And then came to Japan, and then Jodo Shinshu Buddhism started. And then in our tradition, we still use some Japanese words. So coming to the temple, listen to the Dharma, study Buddhism, and then you see many different, foreign languages. Yeah. And then maybe some words kind of difficult to translate or even untranslatable. Yeah. And then how about the Buddha? Yeah. Today we had recited the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. All those three words are Indian terms, right? Indian words. And then how do we translate this word Buddha? Yeah. I know, so Buddhism is getting popular, and then we have some kind of simple translation of this Indian term Buddha now. Yeah. So maybe one-to-one simple translation would be like a enlightened one or awakened being. Yeah. So this is a simple translation. But wait a minute, what does it mean? Right? So awakened one, enlightened being. What does it mean? Yeah. So maybe we could rephrase as we, study more about Buddhism. As we deeply listen to the Dharma, we can find deeper meaning. Or we can, make your definition of what the Buddha is, what Dharma is, what the Sangha is. So maybe Buddha, my kind of more explanatory translation, like a guiding light in the darkness. In the life, sometimes we are in the darkness, get lost, don't know what to do. That time, maybe Buddha gives us a light, kind of shows us a direction, right? Or maybe sometimes we feel lonely. So Buddha, don't worry. So Buddha is a compassion, always embracing us. Or maybe Buddha would be a friend, true friend, or company, always with us. So as we deeply listen to the Dharma, not just a simple translation of those Buddhist terms, but you can find a broader, wider meaning. So I hope you continue to come to the temple, listen to the Dharma, and then know, many meanings, discover the meaning of those, untranslatable, Buddhist terms. Okay. So this is my Dharma message for Dharma School student today. So I'd like to conclude my message with Gasho. Please join me, Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. はい、ありがとうございました。Thank you. はい、どうぞ。
Thank you, Reverend Kuwahara, for your wonderful Dharma message for the students. Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha Ondoku-san 2, which is on page 220 of the Purple Service Book. You now may be seated. We would like to welcome the following new guests. Please stand or wave when you're introduced. Joe. Victoria. Anami. I'll now read the announcements that have been submitted. Online meditation and discussion is on Wednesday, November 6th at 7 p.m. Sign-up link is on our website. I Am for HI Benefit Concert, Love Over Fear, Tuesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. at Fright and Salvage in downtown Berkeley. Support interfaith movement for human integrity and join phenomenal music from diverse Bay Area musicians supporting Decker and immigrant rights. A flyer is posted in the social hall and included in the weekly email. One Fighting Irishman film screening, Sunday, November 17th, immediately after the service in Honda. It is a 30-minute documentary film narrated by George Takei, which tells the story of San Francisco civil rights attorney Wayne M. Collins at the Tule Lake Segregation Center. Please join if you are able. Transgender Day of Remembrance Memorial Service, Wednesday, November 20th at 6 p.m. Please join us for our annual Transgender Day of Remembrance Memorial Service at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple. The memorial will be led by Reverend C.J. Dumford and held both in person and virtually. BBT Dharma, monthly online study session, Wednesday, November 27th at 6:30 p.m. Topic is, Shinran Shonin, Life and Teaching. Sign-up link is on our website. Jodo Shinshu Center parking will be available next Sunday, November 10th. The gate will open at 9 a.m. and close at 9:30 a.m. sharp. I'm sorry. Please arrive during this period to take advantage of the JSC parking lot for Sunday service. Now the students will be dismissed to their classes. Would Dharma School students please go to the front gasho and go to the classroom? All others are invited to remain for the adult Dharma talk.
So now I'd like to give a Dharma message. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. How to listen to a Dharma message. I listen as if I'm listening for the first time. I listen as if the message is for myself alone. I listen as if this is the last chance to listen to the Dharma. In Japanese, 弔問の誇れ。この度のこのご縁は初事と思うべし。この度のこのご縁は我一人のためと思うべし。この度のこのご縁は根性最後と思うべしと。ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏、ナモアミダ仏。Okay, again, thank you very much for attending today's service. So, yeah, it's already November, and then in 60 days, we celebrate a new year, 2025. So time flies. Year by, as we get older, time kind of flies, pass so quick. That's the kind of proof you are old. So, so today is Shotsuki, first Sunday of November, and then we conducted the monthly memorial service. I started serving the Berkeley Buddhist Temple January 2018, and then every month I read a list of the Shotsuki people, and then more year by year I see more names. I kind of observed, conducted the funeral service, memorial service. So today I am going to talk about the Nembutsu, or maybe more like a Namo Amida Butsu. And then, so this is a quote for my Dharma message today. So before I start my Dharma message, please read this hymn composed by Venerable Shinran, who is the founder of our school, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So if you can, one more time, put your hands together in Gassho. Warmly watching over the sentient beings, as countless as particles, who recite Namo Amida Butsu throughout the words in the 10 quarters, the Buddha grasps and never abandons them, and therefore is named Amida. In Japanese, 十方未尽世界の念仏の主情を見すなわし、摂取して捨てざれば阿弥陀と名付け立てまつる。ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏、ナマンダ仏。はい、ありがとうございます。So in my Dharma message for the Dharma school student, I introduced some untranslatable words from this book. So last week, I was not here because I was officiating the service at the Buddhist temple of Marine, Mill Valley. And then that time, I gave a similar Dharma message using this book, which means I'm recycling Dharma message as a green Buddhist. And then after the service, one of the visitors came to me, and then she said she worked for the company that published this book. I didn't know, but as I said, this is a Japanese translation, but the original book in English is published by the publisher 10 Speed Press. Do you know 10 Speed Press? Yeah, the original book published by 10 Speed Press, which started in Berkeley, and then right now I checked the Google map, and then right now their office is located in Emeryville. Yeah, so what a coincidence. So I sometimes use books in my Dharma message, but what the coincidence of when I used the book and then happened to be the book, the company she works for, and then she said she knew the author. So she's originally from New York, but now living in the UK. But anyway, thank you, Hitomi-san, for giving me this chance to encounter this book. So let me briefly continue the introducing some words from this book. So another words that I was attracted in this book was this word, ね。Ubuntu, だから Ubuntu. So this is a word spoken in one of the languages spoken in Africa. And then meaning that like a mutual respect or communal like interdependence. So I think this is nice, especially current situation, the world right now filled with so much divide or conflict, war, fight. So I think I thought this is a nice word. Yeah. And then interestingly, she also introduces the Buddhist term kalpa. Yeah. So kalpa is an Indian term meaning a really incredibly, unbelievably long time period. Yeah. And then I put there are a couple examples to explain how long kalpa is. Yeah. So please imagine like a huge, big stone, like a 25 miles each side. It is really huge stone. And then, once in 100 years, we kind of brush it with a, soft, very soft, gentle silk, cloth. And then next 100 years later, one more time. And then this kalpa is the time length to this, to wear out this huge rock. So you can imagine, we cannot imagine how long this is. So maybe this is a kind of Indian cosmology. It's a huge or long, right? So today, as I said, since this book is untranslatable word from around the world, and how about this word? We come to the Jodo Shinshu temple, and then we recite, say, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Or more casual pronunciation is Nammanda Butsu, Nammanda Butsu. Same thing, kind of different pronunciation. How about this, 6 Chinese character word, Namo Amida Butsu? So, as I said, in Buddhism, we use many different languages, like a foreign language for you, like Indian, Chinese, and then Japanese. Yeah. And then this Namo Amida Butsu is very, very important term, especially for Pure and Buddhists, and then Jodo Shinshu Buddhist. But this word is really hard, difficult to translate, especially like a one-to-one type translation. Yeah. So let me talk a little bit about this Namo Amida Butsu today. What is this? Yeah. So you see Namo Amida Butsu in Chinese characters, but the origin is an Indian term, Namo Amitayus, Namo Amitabha. So this Indian term were translated, just taking the sound, transliteration. So you see like those Chinese characters, but each 6 Chinese character, they don't have any meaning. Connection to Amida Buddha or no religious meaning. The Chinese people just put the sound. So some people can read this Chinese, for example, this is a south, like a north, south, east, west. This is a south. So sensei, Amida Buddha has any connection with south? No, nothing, not at all. So this is again just a sound. Yeah. The first 2, like a namaste, Indian term. Yeah. So namo is a take refuge, or maybe expression, word of entrustment or reliance. Then second words, Amitabha, Amitayus. You see 2 Indian terms. And then Amitabha means a Buddha of unhindered light, Or more literal translation, Ami. So both words has Amida, Amita. Is the kind of negation word. And then meter is like a meter or kind of measure. So kind of unmeasurable is the first meaning. And then Bahak, this word is a light. So immeasurable light. And then Tayus is the meaning of life. So immeasurable life. I kind of intentionally slightly changed the translation, unhindered light. So what does it mean? So Amitabha means reaching us. This light, and especially in Buddhism, light means guidance. Light means wisdom, right? As I said, in the darkness, we need a light to find a direction, right? So in Buddhism, we are spiritually, religiously living life in the darkness. So that's why we need a light guidance to know where to go. So this Buddha's wisdom is a light, and then reaching us wherever we are, right? And then this Amitabha. So this Buddha kind of unlimited life, so that means always with us whenever it is, right? People living in the 1st century can receive the guidance from this Buddha. People living in the 20th century can receive the guidance from this Buddha. People living in the 25th century, 30th century, wherever it is, this Buddha is always with us to provide shared wisdom and guidance, right? So this Amitabha, Amitabha, meaning like a Buddha of whenever we are, whenever it is, wherever we are, right? Buddha of anytime, anywhere. Right? So in other words, this Buddha's light reaches kind of without any limit. And then whenever we live, this Buddha reaches us, kind of no limit of time either, right? So this Buddha has no limitation. So that kind of features, uniqueness, kind of translated as a Amida Buddha. Right? So this Buddha has a kind of Buddha of any time, anywhere, because no limitation. So this Namo Amida Butsu, so taking the first half is I take refuge. I entrust myself to this Buddha of Amida. So I take So this is a very literal meaning of Namo Amida Butsu. We are expressing our entrustment, reliance on this Buddha. And then why do we take refuge in this Buddha, particularly? Speaking of Buddha, in Buddhism, there are many Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. How come our school, Pure and Buddhism, focus on this Amida specifically? So let me kind of expand some features of this Buddha Amida. So now I'm showing some pictures, images of Buddhas and then Bodhisattvas. So they are like a Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in the form of statue, wooden statue or metal statue. Or this one is a kind of a scroll, paint. So say to see them, to see those Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, we need to go to temples, shrines, pay homage, yes, Buddha, yeah. Thank you, yeah, perfect. Wonderful. So, yeah, to see those Buddhas, show our respect, take refuge, we need to go to temples and shrines, those statues, places. So I would say, yeah, Buddha, yeah, she's Buddha too. And please go to the social hall. You can, listen to the Dharma message over there. So Namo Amida Butsu. So this is a combination of 6 Chinese character phrase. And this is a Buddha in the form of voice or language or word. So speaking of Buddha Bodhisattvas, our common sense, our mindset is always connect to like a personified, like a human shape, like a statue or paint, right? That's how we kind of first imagine Buddha or Bodhisattvas. But the Buddha can take different forms. Or maybe I want you to think about what is Buddha? What is Bodhisattvas? Who are they? What are they? So they are sometimes, kind of representation of wisdom and compassion. So in that sense, wisdom and compassion is the essence of Buddha's Bodhisattvas. So whenever we receive wisdom, compassion, there is Buddha there are bodhisattvas over there. So, in other words, if we can receive something, guidance, light, like a compassion from this word, Namo Amida Butsu, it is Buddha in the form of letters. Or we say Namo Amida Butsu. Our voice itself is Buddha. I know this is hard to understand. It's kind of beyond our like a common sense or our everyday life. But this is one uniqueness of this Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu is a Buddha in the form of voice. So in other words, whenever we recite Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, we are with Buddha. Buddha is always with us. My mom, she is still alive, and then she lives, in Japan by herself at the apartment. And then, she's 78, 77, and then she still works like 6 days a week, and from morning to night. She's a kind of workaholic. And then, like 6, 7 p.m. when she, comes back home, nobody's there. And then, kind of dark in the her house. One time she said, when she comes back home, when she said Namanda Butsu, she feels, Buddha is there. Although nobody is there, but when she recites the Nembutsu, she feels Buddha is there. So this is a kind of Nembutsu recitation, Nembutsu practice. And then now I'm showing the couple pictures of, phone, telephone. Yeah. I know some people, those devices. Right. I don't know. I don't know this telephone. When I was in elementary school, middle school, I was using this. And then, amazingly, like my sons, they don't know how to use this kind of dial phone. Anyway, so those, telephone, and then this cell phone, they are different. What's the difference? I know there are many differences, but the one big difference is kind of portability, right? We can carry this small device anywhere, right? And then as long as we have a reception signal, we can make a call, or we can access to the internet, right? So this is a kind of big difference. And then I would say this, teaching of recitation or practice of recitation is a portable Buddhism, right? Portable Buddhism. As I said, if we want to see Buddhas, bodhisattvas, we need to go to the temple place where those statues are, enshrined. In the same way, in those days, old days, when we want to make a call, we needed to go to the telephone, right? And then we made a call. But nowadays, we carry cell phone, and then we make a call anytime, anywhere, right? So in the same way, this Nembutsu practice, recitation practice, gifted us kind of portability, or maybe mobility, right? So this portability of this Buddhist practice, right? But so before other Buddhist practices, maybe we needed to go to Buddhist monastery, or maybe certain time period, or maybe we need to wear a certain, like attire, kind of costume, accessories, right? There are many conditions for us to perform some Buddhist practices. But this recitation practice is so portable, so kind of, easy. So that's why it's very convenient for many of us, and then kind of accessible, easy to access for many people. So that's why more people can successfully, perform it without any difficulties. So this is the one essence, big kind of sales point of this Buddhist practice. Then why this Buddha established this practice of recitation? Because this Buddha always, be with us, always kind of provide a guidance. So maybe Buddha's voice kind of heart is, I always be with you. I'm not gonna get you, make you lonely, right? As we recite the Nembutsu Namandabutsu Namandabutsu, we can be always with Buddha. So reading this book, I found this word, nats or naz, kana. Yeah, it means like a Urdu, meaning the confidence and the peace of mind that comes from being loved unconditionally by someone. So maybe as we recite the Nembutsu, we feel close, we feel Amida Buddha very close. And then that kind of feeling, I think, can be expressed, this word, nas. And then in the Japanese term or Jodo Shinshu term, it's more like a shinjin. And then why did Amida establish this vow, this practice, and then spreading this practice? So everybody wants like a smooth, flat life without any difficulties, right? But I think this is a reality of our everyday lives, ups and downs, right? And then we may have more downs or challenges, difficulties, right? So the reality of our everyday life is always dealing with so many difficulties, challenges, right? So that's why we need a support help. Yeah. And then more broader, bigger, like a world view idea. So this is a Buddhist cosmology. Yeah. So we are living in this samsara. Yeah. Continuously, kind of ceaselessly, we deal with challenges, difficulties, hardships, one after another. Yeah. We are born in this world, and then someday we kind of end our life here, and then move on to the next life. And then, but there, again, we need to deal with all those things. This is a kind of endless cycle. This is Buddhist cosmology. So that's why we need to get out of this endless circulation. We need to be liberated from this endless cycle. That is a liberation, or gedatsu in Japanese or Chinese. And then once we are liberated from this samsara, where are we? Maybe more metaphysical expression is nirvana, right? Nirvana, kind of extinction of cause of suffering, troubles. Or maybe more symbolic way can be described or say Buddha's land. But this is the kind of so-called Buddhism, right? We are kind of living a life filled with so many difficulties, challenges, need to be liberated, get out of this cycle. Yeah, so this is the Buddhism. And then of course you have a question, then how? I totally understand the Buddhist system, right? Or the view, but then how? And then I'm sure this is what you want to know. And then to do so, there are many different Buddhist paths, right? Tibetan Buddhism, Theravada Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism. And then within each tradition, there are many schools, right? So symbolically, the variety of Buddhist schools, Buddhist traditions are called 84,000 Dharma gates. 84,000 Dharma gates. So there are many entrances. But all those entrances paths leading to the final one destination, which is a liberation from this life in samsara, right? And each of us lives a different lives. Each of us has a different capability. So that's why Shakyamuni Buddha, he delivered different paths in accordance with our situation, circumstances, capability, right? So we have a kind of a homework to find out, to discover the suitable, the best way, the best path for me, for each of you. So that is a spiritual quest of Buddhism. And then this question, how? Pure Land Buddhism, especially Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, say the Namo Amida Butsu. Please recite Namo Amida Butsu. So this is that's very simple. Is that it? Yes, that's it. It sounds really simple, easy, but this is our way, our practice. Do you know what this is? I know many of you taking this. Me too. Yeah, I should have brought this jar. But I forget it. But so this is a Casco, like a supplement or maybe like a multivitamin, gumi. So if we look at the back side of the nutrition facts, you see those like big numbers, like 100%, 200%, 150%. like all those necessary nutrition is encapsulated into this small gummy. So ideally, we should take those necessary nutrition, eating vegetables, meat, all those different, food ingredients. But that's not easy. So that's why for convenience, those people work hard to make this supplement or multivitamin gummy. And then, of course, I know Costco, they need to make money, but of course, researchers, nutritionists, engineers, they work so hard thinking about our healthy life. So they have a passion, they have a soul, kindness, which are basically kind of formless. And then their formless, kind of compassion, kindness took a form into this small gummy. It's small, but it carries, all those necessary ingredients. And then this Namo Amida Butsu too. Just 6 Chinese character short phrase. But this short phrase contains all necessary virtues for us to be liberated from this samsara. Right? So there is another word in this book, melaki, it's in Greek. And then pouring one's heart and the soul fully into something, like cooking or other endeavors. Those of you who cook, especially you cook something special for somebody special, I think you do your best. Right? Try to put everything into the food on the dish. So in the same way, Amida Buddha, this Buddha put all necessary important virtues, merit into this short phrase, Namo Amida Butsu, and then spreading this practice to more people. Right? So I thought this is a nice word to describe the feeling in the heart of Amida Buddha, especially in making this practice, recitation practice. So again, Namo Amida Butsu, as I used, like an example of a supplement, a multivitamin gummy, it's an embodiment, Buddha's compassion, thoughtfulness, and the embrace, wisdom, virtues, everything. Buddha's heart, put in this short phrase. And then for what? So for us, for our betterment, right? Or maybe liberation from this life in samsara. So Namo Amida Butsu. So this is difficult to translate. And then, I said, so this is a kind of melaki, kind of Buddha's heart put into this short phrase. And then as we deeply listen and then encounter this, the Buddha's deep heart, Buddha's compassion or gift delivered to us, and then we feel kind of nuts. And then, so that's why we kind of take refuge in this Buddha. We receive this Buddha's deep heart, deep compassion gift. That is Namo Amida Butsu. So this is a short phrase. Literal translation could be I take refuge in the Amida Buddha. But as I explained, this is just one aspect, couple aspects of this Namo Amida Butsu. I can continue, on and on. I talk more about this 6-character phrase Namo Amida Butsu. But this is kind of one good example of a Buddhist term, sometimes difficult to translate into like a one-to-one translation. So that's why each of us continue to come to the temple, listen to the Dharma, or study. There are many Buddhist books, and then we continue the study, and then deepen, expand our knowledge, appreciation of the Dharma. And then that makes our life more rich, profound, as we know more about the meaning, definition of those Buddhist terms, kind of meaning, heart, behind all those words. So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. I would like to conclude my Dharma message reading this passage one more time. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. Warmly watching over the sentient beings as countless as particles who recite Namo Amida Butsu throughout the world in the 10 quarters, the Buddha grasps and never abandons them and therefore is named Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much. So now I'd like to say thank you to all those who have made today's service possible. The first is Parker. Although she's not here, she went to Dharma school, but thank you, Parker, for being a wonderful chairperson today. And then thank you, Dharma live streaming team, for your help during today's live streaming service. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Emiko-san, for playing a beautiful piano. ありがとうございました。And then thank you, Dharma School teachers, for your guidance to our Dharma School students. ありがとうございます。And then thank you, November monthly group Toban, for preparing the refreshments in the social hall for us to enjoy refreshments after the service. ありがとうございます。So this concludes today's service. Thank you everyone who joined the service today in person and virtually. ありがとうございました。